こんにちは、ウェルクのミキです。I am a nationally certified Japanese language instructor and specialize in teaching Japanese to global corporate employees. Today, we are exploring one of the most frequently used expressions in Japanese, 久しぶり. This word means it's been a long time or long time no see and is essential for reconnecting with people in Japanese.The expression 久しぶり is perfect for greeting someone you haven't seen or spoken to in a while. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how to use 久しぶり naturally and confidently. Plus, you will learn about the pattern of using time periods with ぶり like 1年ぶり、1週間ぶり and 1ヶ月ぶり。では始めましょう。The expression 久しぶり literally means after a long interval or for the first time in a long time. It's made up for two parts. 久しい which means long time has passed and ぶり which means for the first time after a period. When you put them together, 久しぶり expresses that after a long time has passed since a certain event or state,that event or state occurs again. You will use 久しぶり most often in three main situations. First, when greeting someone you haven't seen in a long time. Second, when doing something for the first time after a long break. Third, when describing experiences or activities that happen after a long interval. 久しぶり is different from 初めて which means for the first time ever. When you use 久しぶり, you are indicating that you've done something before, but not recently. Let's explore the three most common ways to use 久しぶり with clear examples. The first use is as a greeting when meeting someone after a long time. You can say 久しぶり casually to friends, or お久しぶりです more politely to colleagues or acquaintances. This is probably the most common way you will hear and use this expression. You might also hear 久しぶりですね which has a sense of shared recognition that time has passed. The second use is when describing doing something for the first time in a long while. For example, 久しぶりに映画を見ました means I watched a movie for the first time in a long time. The particle に after 久しぶり is important here. It connects the time expression to the action. You might also say 久しぶりに友達と会いました meaning I met with a friend for the first time in a long time. The third use is when talking about experiences that feel fresh because they haven't happened recently. You can say 久しぶりの休日です meaning it's a day off after a long time. Or 久しぶりの雨ですね meaning it's rain for the first time in a long time. 久しぶり belongs to a pattern where you can specify exactly how long it's been by adding time periods before ぶり。1年ぶり means for the first time in a year. You can say 1年ぶりに実家に帰りました meaning I returned to my family home for the first time in a year. 1ヶ月ぶり means for the first time in a month. For example, 1ヶ月ぶりにチームミーティングがありました means we had a team meeting for the first time in a month. 1週間ぶり means for the first time in a week. You might say 1週間ぶりのいい天気です meaning it's nice weather for the first time in a week. 3日ぶり1ヶ月半ぶり10年ぶり You can use any time period with this pattern. However, you cannot use specific dates or points in time with ぶり. For example, expressions like 5月15日ぶり、3日前ぶり or 2020年ぶり are incorrect. ぶり can only be used with duration periods like days, weeks, months, or years. Let's practice translating these English sentences into Japanese using hisashiburi and the buri pattern. I'll give you the English sentence, then pause for you to think about it, and then share the Japanese translation. 1. Long time no see. How have you been? 久しぶり。元気だった？久しぶり。元気だった？ 2. I went to the gym for the first time in 5 days. 5日ぶりにジムに行きました。5日ぶりにジムに行きました。3. It's been a long time since I've eaten such delicious sushi. こんなにおいしい寿司を食べたのは久しぶりです。こんなにおいしい寿司を食べたのは久しぶりです。4. I called my parents for the first time in 2 weeks. 2週間ぶりに両親に電話をしました。2週間ぶりに両親に電話をしました。That's all for today's episode. Patreon に日本語キャンディーのリスナーが誰でも参加できる無料コミュニティがあります。メンバーになってエピソードのスクリプトや日本語学習に役に立つ投稿をチェックしてくださいね。On Patreon, there's a free community that any Nihongo Candy listener can join. Please become a member and check out the episode scripts and helpful posts for Japanese learning. 今日も日本語キャンディーを聞いていただいてありがとうございました。If you found this episode helpful, please follow and like. Your comments are always welcome on Spotify. お疲れ様でした。また次のエピソードでお会いしましょう。